This is a project funded through Showcasing Water Innovation through the Ontario Ministry of the Environment, and it's really given us a chance to try to use water on a farm in the most efficient fashion that we can. So there's a couple of different things going on. First of all, we're collecting roof water, putting it into a large tank, and using it for irrigation on the property through the solar pump. But secondly, and probably more interesting, is the use of contour farming, or slightly off contour farming, in a fashion to direct water around the slopes to areas that demand or require water for crop production. The field is about 5 acres, and all the water runs from the top of the hill down to the bottom of the hill on the property. There are 2 major drainage ways, one over here and one over here. The contour lines are indicated in yellow here, and those are lines of equal elevation. The planting line we're going to lay out is the white line. And the concept is beginning in the drainage ways, we're slightly above the contour with the planting, and on the outside areas or the steepest areas of the property, we're actually a little bit below those contour lines. So it forces water that runs through those drainage ways and other areas on the property to flow to the extremities or the outside areas of the slope. So water will flow in this type of pattern. This best utilizes water on the property, where water would typically be concentrated here and here, is now pushed to those areas where the crops, in this case berry bushes and nut trees, can best use it.
And so we flagged it and moved around the land, rethought it, took the flags out, re-measured the elevation, and just kind of played with it today till we had some great lines that were all set up.
I looked into permaculture a bit, so the concept of multi-layering your tree, so you're working as much closely to nature as possible in how you grow your food. So the idea of multi-layering tall trees, and then the smaller trees, shrub layer, herb layer, and having them all work together. So that sort of comes from permaculture. But then looking at it at a bigger scale, that's where Mark Shepard's work came in with restoration agriculture, taking it to something more workable on a big scale. The idea of keeping our kids connected to the land and nature, and wanting to eat well, and getting more and more discouraged with the food in the grocery stores, and not with the large family. Organic food's expensive, so we wanted to grow and produce our own food. And
we wanted to be at home.
Yeah.
So we'd rather, food and was more of a priority. So we want to be home and spend our time doing that instead of making money to buy the food. That was a big component of it as well.
So a big part is with agriculture, trying to looking at mimicking nature instead of fighting nature. I guess growing up in the conventional system and feeling like that may not work into the future so much. So this thing of climate change and adapting for the future, and looking at the resilience of how nature adapts. And so if we can mimic nature as much as possible, then perhaps we'll have more productive food system as well.